Hello and Assalamu alaikum friends. Hope you are fine and safe. Today is another amazing class of maths, and as you know in the last class we were studying about fractions. So today we are just going to continue the topic of fractions, but today we are going to study addition and subtraction of fractions. So let's get started. But before starting, I would like to ask you to please hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos like this every week. Please watch the video till the end for something special. So let's get started. Now we are moving on to addition of fractions, and in this section we are going to study about addition of like fractions. Before proceeding, I would like to tell you what actually like fractions are, because this is the key term for addition for this session. So let's learn about like fractions. So basically, like fractions are a set of fractions, most probably a pair, which have the same denominator. It doesn't matter about the numerator. We have learned about numerator and denominator in the last session. But I would like to tell you again. So this at the top is called the numerator and the bottom one is called the denominator. So the fractions which have the same denominator are called like fractions. So the easiest like fractions are the easiest to add or subtract. I'm going to tell you in the further video why I say so. Now here's an example which is 6 over 8 and 4 over 8, and this is a pair of like fractions. This helps you understand what actually like fraction is. So addition of fractions. Whenever we are adding or subtracting fractions, the thing we mostly deal with is the denominator. The only and the most common thing which we have to deal with is the numerator, especially when dealing with like fractions. However, when we use unlike fractions, which are fractions with different denominators like these, so then it becomes a bit complicated. Otherwise, this can be seen as normal addition and subtraction, but this is actually a different form of addition and subtraction. Here you can see some pictures which show how to add, but these don't show the complex method. Now in the next slide we are going to know about how to deal with addition of fractions. Now first I'm going to write a pair of like fractions which will be 13 over 15 plus 2. Let's make this number a bit small. Two over 15. No. Two over 15 plus 3 over 15. So now we have the equation 2 over 15 plus 3 over 15. Now we have to find the answer. Now as I had told you before, we only have to deal with the numerators. We don't even have to look at the denominators because it doesn't matter to us in like fractions. The only thing we have to deal with are the numerators, which in this case are 2 and 3. And this is quite an easy sum because we just have to add these two numerators, which will result in 5. And then in the bottom we will write the same denominator which both the fractions have, because if we add the fractions, if we add the denominator, then the total parts of the fraction will become 30. So then it will be like 5 over 30. And you can imagine that 5 over 30 is not even, so 5 over 15 is about 33%. And 5 over 30 is about 16%. So that's quite a big difference. About 5 over 15 is about double of 5 over 30. So we just have to add the numerators, not the denominators, because the denominators we have to copy them as they are. Now after we have added these fractions, we can't leave it just there. First we have to simplify this fraction. Simplify. Simplify. Now we have to simplify this fraction because 5 over 15 can still be further made a bit less complex, a bit more basic, and we have to leave the added sum or subtracted answer to the least terms of the fraction, which means that we have to simplify it. So because both of these numbers are in the 5 times table, so we will just divide both of them by 5, which will be easy because no other number can be divided by both of them, because 5 can only be divided by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1 and 15 divided by 5 is 3. So the answer is 1 over 3, which means 1/3. Now we have understood this. So now we are going to try another example. But this time it will not be like the proper fraction. It will become an improper fraction in the end. 7 over 8 plus 6 over 8. Now this won't be too difficult because we have to just add the numerators up. But in this we will have to use the conversion rule instead of the simplification. 7 plus 6 is 13. So we write down 13 as the numerator. Then draw the bar and then 8. Now first we have to check if we can simplify it. But in this case we can't. So we are just going to convert it into a mixed fraction, which I might have told you before that an example of a mixed fraction is this. Mixed fraction is a fraction which consists of wholes as well as a numerator and denominator. If you don't know about the types of fraction, you can watch our previous video. So now we are going to convert it into a mixed fraction. So how do we do it? First we divide 13 by 8. Now that is going to be quite easy because the answer is going to be 1 with our remainder. So 8 here. Now we can't divide 8 by 1, so we'll put a 0 here, and 1 minus 0 is 1. Now we will copy down the 3, and now we can make it with 1 because we have to use the number which is less than the number which is written down if it cannot be divided exactly. So here we will write 8 because the difference is 5. Here we will be given 5. So now what would we do with this? Now the main things we have to focus on are the quotient and the remainder. First we write the quotient here as the whole. It should be bigger and centralized as compared to the numerator and denominator. Next, what do we write in the numerator? Because now we have converted the 13 into two parts, which are 8 and 5. Because in this one whole represents 8. When we multiply the number of wholes with the denominator, we know how much we have cut out from the numerator, and then we can reach the real numerator, and then we have the remainder as 5. So that is the numerator which we will have now, because this 8 is converted into 1 as the whole. Next we will write 5 as the numerator and then 8 as the denominator. The denominator will not be affected, but the numerator will surely be affected and a whole will be added. So this is the answer to this question. Let's move on to subtraction. Now when we are studying subtraction of fractions, we will also study subtraction of like fractions. Now subtraction is almost the same as addition. However, in subtraction you have to subtract instead of addition. You just subtract the numerators when they are like and have to play a bit with the denominators when they are unlike, just as you had to do with addition. Let's have a demonstration of that. First, I'll think of a 7. 13 over 12 minus 7 over 12. Now this is going to be quite easy. In this we also have to just subtract the numerators, which will result in 6. 6 over 12 is the answer. Now we just have to simplify it, and they both will go by the 6 times table, or you can elongate it with first dividing by 2 and then dividing by 3. I'll just use 6 because I'm good at tables, but if you have weak tables, then I recommend you to first use the smallest number. So this will be 1/2. No need to simplify it anymore because it can't be actually done. Let's just move on to 17 over 15 minus 3 over 15. Okay, I'll just change the 7 to 9. Okay, so now we have to subtract these to the numerators. 19 minus 3 is 16. Now the numerator has become bigger than the denominator. Now we just convert it into mixed fraction as we did in addition. If we can simplify it, then first simplify it, then convert it. Because after you convert it, simplification will be a bit more complex. So this will be 16 divided by 15. So we can't divide 15 by 1. So we'll use it with 16 the whole minus 16, and then you get the remainder 1. Now use this as the whole and use this as the numerator. This is the whole and this is the numerator. 1 whole 1 over 15. So that is the subtraction. That was all for today. In the next video, we will learn how to subtract mixed numbers. So add and subtract mixed numbers like these. 1, 3, 1 whole 3 over 5 minus 1 whole 2 over 5. So that is what we will learn in the next video. The next video will be entirely based on this. It will be a short video. And after this, we will learn and move on to unlike fractions. So now, stay tuned. So now we are moving on. Before we end the video, I would like to tell you that as you have watched the video and understood the concepts, below are a few questions to answer. You have to answer them in the comments, and you can get a chance to have your name appear in your next video, because we will most probably show the comments which have given the correct answers. And that may be you, but for that we should receive answers, because without answers we can't post anything. So bye for now and stay tuned. A message from 7 days of e-learning.